Tonight on Metro 9 News, the drought continues to ravage the state. We'll have the latest with team coverage, including new dangers to the water supply.
An Ankeny couple is in jail tonight, accused of imprisoning their children in their basement. Friends are defending them, though. A live report is coming up.
And after nearly dying in a high-speed chase and shootout, an Iowa police chief speaks out for the first time.
These stories and more next on Metro 9 News.
The news starts now.
Metro 9 News with Tom Magard, Fatima Hussein, weather with meteorologist Grady Stein, and Grace Nichols with sports. This is Metro 9 News, the right news right now.
Good evening. I'm Fatima Hussein.
And I'm Tom Magard.
Dry conditions have brought rivers to a trickle, killed Iowa's corn yields, and hampered growing crops at every turn.
But new concerns are arising about the lack of water and how it could affect each and every one of us. We have team coverage tonight.
Grady Stein will give us the latest on when the drought will end. Chase Stein has news from Saylorville and the new record lows there.
But we begin our tour of Iowa's drought with Kyra Cooper, who is downtown with some sobering news about Des Moines' water supply.
That's right, Tom. As you can see, the water levels here on the Raccoon River downtown are extremely low. It's not a dirt road or brush pile. This is where the Des Moines and Raccoon Rivers converge. Des Moines Water Works says the low levels are making it harder and more expensive to process the water. And if this continues a few more months, they may have to limit water usage. Iowa is now 8 months into this drought. Iowa's northwest third has been hit the hardest, reaching the category of extreme on the National Drought Monitor, while the rest of the state remains in the severe category. Most of Iowa is 6 to 12 inches short of its normal rainfall this year. And Tom, it's not expected to improve this winter, as December through February are traditionally dry months for Iowa.
Thanks, Kyra. We'll have to keep a close eye on that in the coming months.
Our team report continues with Chase Stein. He is further upstream at Saylorville Lake. Chase, we understand that a new record has been set there.
There is no doubt about the record. Saylorville Lake is now at its lowest levels in history, dropping nearly 1 to 1.5 feet below normal levels. If it continues, in a couple of months, water use restrictions will be needed for the metro and other communities between here and Lake Red Rock. And just north of here at Big Creek State Park, the water levels have dropped 6 inches per week since August, a total of 7 feet below normal. Now, a 120-foot wide beach rings the lake. But the biggest problem is the water main that provides water to the park offices and several homes. It is now just inches below the surface. And Fatima, Big Creek has no water coming from its tributaries, and no good way to fix the problem. They really need rain.
Thanks, Chase. We now turn to meteorologist Grady Stein. Grady, what's it going to take to get us out of this drought?
Well, we're not going to get out of it this winter. Winter is generally a dry period, so a large portion of the snow we do get doesn't really have time to get into the ground, and it usually runs off. So that's not going to help us very much. What is going to help us, though, is come spring, we're going to need consistent, regular rain. It might actually take 40 days and 40 nights. So the drought isn't going away anytime soon.
Thanks, Grady. A shocking story in Ankeny tonight.
A couple is charged with locking their adopted children in a basement. Tanner Barkley now joins us live in Ankeny with the story. Tanner?
Paul and Joanne Drake are under investigation by the Department of Human Services. They're accused of holding their 2 adopted children captive in their basement for up to 4 weeks, only allowing them to go out to school and feeding them through a slit in the bottom of the door. According to the police reports, it appears that the Ankeny couple was taking disciplinary measures against the children. But friends say the police report doesn't tell the whole story. They claim the Drakes were loving parents who were trying to do what they thought was best with wild teenagers that were bashing holes in walls and holding knives up to them. Police have charged them with 2 counts of neglect of a dependent person and 2 counts of false imprisonment. Both are being held at the Polk County Jail.
What is the DHS saying about the case?
The DHS says that they cannot comment on the specifics of the case, but are investigating.
All right, Tanner. Thanks.
Today, another Iowa soldier was laid to rest. 23-year-old Army Sergeant Joseph Richardson, who grew up in Algona, died serving his country in Afghanistan. Richardson's unit was attacked by enemy forces while on patrol in Paktika province and took a blast from an IED. He leaves behind a loving wife, mother, and father. The funeral was held in Humboldt, where many friends from Algona came in support.
38 years later, someone has been arrested in the Mary Jane Jones murder. In 1974, Jones was shot in the head and chest near Ottumwa. Now, Robert Pilcher has been taken into custody with the help of recent DNA analysis. Police found evidence that Jones had been sexually assaulted. Pilcher was arrested in Des Moines at a hotel on Southeast 14th. He's being held at the Wapello County Jail on a $1 million bond.
Sumner Police Chief Dennis Kane is speaking out for the first time following a harrowing shootout leaving him near death.
Brock Everett joins us now with the story. Brock, how's he doing?
Guys, he's slowly healing after a very frightening experience nearly a month ago. While on the job between the towns of Maynard and Sumner, Chief Kane's car was hit a dozen times and he was shot twice by runaway bank robbers, Jeremiah Mumford and William Clayton. They were fleeing from the Maynard Savings Bank they had robbed. One bullet hit him in the neck, severing his carotid artery, an injury that could have cost him his life. Ben Driscoll, a DOT officer, fortunately was there and was able to apply pressure to Kane's wound, most likely saving his life. The other bullet went through his thumb and hit him in the shoulder. Kane knows that the road to recovery will be a long and difficult one, but this hasn't dampened his spirits. Reminders of that day will always be near, though, with the scars of his body and the feeling of bullet fragments still in his chest every time he takes a breath. And guys, both Mumford and Clayton have entered not guilty pleas to charges of attempted murder and terrorism.
Thanks, Brock. A very brave officer.
More speed cameras may be coming your way. The Polk County Board of Supervisors voted in favor of purchasing 2 mobile speed cameras. Current plans from the Polk County Sheriff's Office include setting them up by March 1st. Better keep a good lookout for them. Fines start at $65.
And flu season is off to an early start this year. It's earliest since 2003. The Centers for Disease Control feels that the nation is prepared, saying that so far, current vaccine matches the current flu strains. Typical flu symptoms include sore throat, fever, muscle aches and pains, and headache within a short amount of time. Polk County health officials encourage Iowans to get the flu shots, as this year's strain has the potential to cause more severe illness compared to recent years.
Nationally, gun sales continue to skyrocket. After the re-election of Barack Obama and the Sandy Hook Elementary School shootings, sales of handguns and long guns have risen in some areas as much as 500% from the same time last year. Gun control advocates and members of Congress have called for the elimination of assault-style rifles and high-capacity magazines. Gun shops say that has brought out new people who are buying before Congress is able to act.
Israel and Hamas have agreed to a truce after 8 days of attacks that have killed 162 Palestinians and 5 Israelis. Under the terms of the ceasefire, Israel is to stop all aggression against the Gaza Strip from land, sea, and air, and the Palestinians are to cease all rocket fire and attacks from Gaza towards Israel. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton announced the ceasefire at a press conference in Egypt.
The Principal Riverwalk is nearly done after our dedication this noon. Carolyn Homan joins us live on Court Avenue with the latest edition.
Fatima, I'm here at the 5 Dangos, the newest sculptures along the Riverwalk. These will bring the work along the Des Moines River downtown almost to its completion. Work started in 2004 when the Principal Financial Group, celebrating a milestone of 125 years in business, proposed the recreation centerpiece. Since then, the project's $20 million price tag has risen to $70 million, and many features have been added. Also this afternoon, Principal proposed to build a new $400,000 summer canopy over the Brenton Skating Plaza. If approved, the tent-like canopy would be put up every spring and taken down every fall, so summertime users will have shade in the heat, and ice skaters will continue to enjoy the open-air arena in the winter. A stage across from the skating rink will also be built, so that concerts and other events can be held. Construction on the new features of the skating rink could be done as early as April this year.
Carolyn, are there any new proposals out there?
Well, Fatima, judging from how many new features have been added since its inception, you can be expecting more before the project is complete.
Thanks, Carolyn.
Coming up, the old Des Moines Fire Station number 1 will soon become the new Des Moines Social Club.
Donations are rolling in. Why some Des Moines people with notable names are now donating big money.
And a special honor for a Drake football player. Stay tuned.
When you don't wear a Ray Gun t-shirt to a party, you don't get the guy. When you don't get the guy, you get lonely. And when you get lonely, you see a therapist.
Grandpa died.
And when you see a therapist, she says you need companionship. When your therapist says you need companionship, you buy a pet snake. When you buy a snake, it bites your neighbor. When your snake bites your neighbor, you get kicked out of your apartment. And when you get kicked out of your apartment, you move back with your family. When you move back with your family, you realize that your old room is now your grandparents' gym. When your old room is your grandparents' gym, you decide to go to the basement to take a nap. When you take a nap in your basement, your sisters have done your makeup. Don't let your sisters do your makeup. Wear Ray Gun.
Welcome back. Grady Stein now joins us with the weather. Grady, I hear we might have a blizzard coming.
Well, there isn't any might about it. It's definitely coming, and it looks like it's going to hit us pretty hard. Taking a look at our current conditions, it's 33 degrees with some calm clouds that are going to be making it so that the temperature doesn't drop too much. Now on satellite and radar, you're seeing some of the remnants of the snow we've had. That next bout of weather is going to be forming in the southwest, the Four Corners region. That's going to be reaching up into Iowa by Wednesday or Thursday. Now on the futurecast, we're seeing that it's going to be clear until around the evening tomorrow. At that point, this system is going to roll up in Iowa, and it looks like Des Moines will have some snow by rush hour. On forecast highs, it's going to be warmer throughout the Midwest, but there will be some rain, and that's going to turn to snow, which may cause some blizzard conditions. Whiteouts are possible. That snow is going to end midday on Thursday, but some gusts of wind will continue on after that. Now, in the snowfall forecast, we're going to see a large swath of 9 to 12 inches of snow going from Des Moines to Dubuque. Some areas may get as much as 14 inches with continued gusts of wind of 40 to 50 miles per hour. On the forecast for tonight, it's going to be 27 degrees, mostly cloudy, whereas tomorrow it's going to reach 39 degrees with some light rain that will turn to snow. And that's why you're going to want to watch out for Thursday, because Thursday there's going to be heavy accumulation and some blowing snow that may contribute to those blizzard conditions. But looking at the rest of the week, it looks like it's going to stay in the 20s. So even with 10 to 12 inches of snow, that's only going to equate to about 1 inch of rain. So as far as getting us out of this drought, this storm isn't going to do much for us.
So it sounds like we're going to be in this for a while then.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Grady. It's official. The fire department is moving out, and the Des Moines Social Club is moving in.
Lee Thompson joins us now downtown with our special report, the sale of a venerable landmark.
For 75 years, fires have met their match here at 9th and Mulberry. Soon, it'll be the hot spot for culture. The Des Moines Social Club is relocating their headquarters to Old Fire Station 1. They were selected in a bidding process from several groups seeking the purchase of the building. They have already raised more than $1 million from companies such as Principal Financial Group and Wells Fargo, and from foundations run by the Hubbles, the Ruans, and the Croydoniers. The donors say they see this as a retention and recruitment tool for the entire city. Previously, the Social Club's headquarters were in the Kirkwood Hotel, and this move will give them about 10 times more space. The Des Moines Social Club plans to renovate the station, including a theater, art gallery, classrooms, and office space. Renovation should be finished and full programming should begin by 2014. And Fatima and Tom, to answer your question before you ask it, yes, they will be keeping the fire pole.
All right. Thank you, Lee. Grace Nichols is here with the latest on a special honor for a Drake player.
That's right, Fatima. Usually football players are honored for what they do on the field. Today, Drake's senior Zach Bosch was honored for what he does off of it. Bosch was surprised today when he was awarded the All-State AFCA Good Works Team. The award shines a spotlight on the positive off-the-field impact of athletes. Bosch helped start a program in which Drake football players visit with veterans at the Des Moines Vets Hospital. Bosch has volunteered there for years. New Orleans Saints coach Sean Payton has signed an extension worth more than $6 million a year. Payton helped the Saints win a Super Bowl in 2009, but was suspended for the entire season this year in connection with the NFL's bounty investigation. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell ruled that Payton failed to exert proper institutional control over a cash for hits bounty program. The new 5-year agreement is yet to be approved by the league. And yes, the NHL lockout is still going on. Miss hockey yet?
No.
Hopes to bring the 110-day-old NHL lockout to an end were thwarted Thursday when players took a vote to reauthorize Donald Fehr, the union's executive director. Fehr claims that the players retain all the legal options they have always had after a meeting with Commissioner Gary Bettman yesterday. So, in other words, there really is no end in sight, and I don't think many people have noticed.
I'm more of a football guy myself, Grace.
Yeah.
You actually might be interested in our final story tonight. I bet you two, like everyone else, have seen the Gangnam Style video on YouTube.
I know I have.
Guilty.
It's been seen more than 1 billion times, an all-time record. Well, watch what the Oregon Ducks football team did. Yes, that is the football team, and cheerleaders leading a parody video of Psy. It has also gone viral, but with only 6 million views.
I really love the part with the watermelon. It was tastefully done.
Tasteful.
Yeah, Grady, don't you have a duck costume like that?
You know, I do, Tom, and if you ever want to borrow it, just call.
And that wraps up our show tonight. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good night.